Hi, I'm Kim Menapace, your host of the Balancing Ambitions podcast. You are not alone in your pursuit to balance family life, work, side hustles, and taking care of yourself. My goal with this podcast is to share stories and create a community around ambitious individuals trying to be the best they can be in multiple facets of life. I see this show largely geared towards parents, but I think non parents can benefit tremendously as well from this show. Now, I'll give you a bit of background about myself and what topics you can expect to be covered in future episodes. As I said, I'm Kim, a mom of two, wife, corporate woman by day, and entrepreneur by night. In my day job, I work in product management at cargurus.com, where I've been for over 8 years now. You can think of CarGurus as the Zillow for car shopping. We are, in fact, the number one shopping site in the US for cars. CarGurus is based in Cambridge, soon to be Boston, Massachusetts, as we're moving our headquarters this fall. For those who aren't familiar with product management, we're the team tasked with identifying and solving customer problems. We then assess if we should build, partner, or buy technology to solve that problem for our customers after we've prioritized the most pressing problems for our customer base. If we do choose to build, I, as a product manager, work with our designers, data analysts, operations, and engineering teams to solve those problems. Now, about my moonlighting as an entrepreneur. My husband and I bought our first investment property, an Airbnb on Cape Cod, just over 5 years ago when I was, in fact, 6 months pregnant with our first child, our son Logan. After that purchase, we found ourselves hungry to do more real estate investing, which led us to binge on books and podcasts. That then led to my husband, Dave, making a career change into becoming a real estate agent and doing some long-term rentals, flips, and burrs out of state. We joined forces again to buy a ski chalet near Sunday River Ski Resort in Maine about 2 years ago. As Dave was helping other people buy Airbnbs, he was getting asked if he could manage the rentals for them because they didn't want to deal with that part of owning an Airbnb. And that is how our co-hosting business was born. Fast forward to today, we have 24 properties we manage, 5 employees under Dave, and are now two-time published authors, having contributed to 2 books on short-term rentals and being in business with your spouse. I could probably spend about 5 episodes on all the things we've learned about starting a business, being in business with your spouse, how to hire and leverage a team. The list goes on, so I'll put a pin in that one for now. Now, switching gears a bit to health, fitness, and self-care. Having had 2 kids in the last 5 years, and with everything going on that I already mentioned, a full-time career in tech, side hustles, and family, I honestly let fitness and self-care take a back burner, but that is no more. Some quick background on my fitness history. Before this, I was an active kid, teenager, young adult. After college, I got certified in spin, group exercise classes, and personal training, and actually taught classes in South Boston where I lived at the time. I've done 4 marathons, including Boston twice, back when they let you be a bandit runner. So I don't have official times for that, but I do have photos to prove that I did it. And then most recently, right after my wedding and before I got pregnant with our son Logan, I competed in bodybuilding shows. I had seen bodybuilding content exploding on social media, and I wanted that to be my next challenge. It made it seem so accessible to people with regular jobs looking like a fitness model. And I love that the challenge was multifaceted. It wasn't just, can I run the distance? It's, can I train the way I need to? Can I eat, properly with my nutrition? Your sleep needs to be on point. Your hydration needs to be on point. There is no room for error if you're going to do a bodybuilding show, right? And I liked that next challenge. I was turning 30. I was finishing grad school and knew I wanted to start a family soon. So I got a coach and signed up for 2 shows. That was an incredible experience in so many ways, and some of them surprising. I hired that coach 1 year out from the show because I wanted to work with them during my muscle building phase and then do a cut. Many coaches in the bodybuilding world will not work with you if they haven't worked with you in an off-season muscle building phase. I also got a posing coach to help me with the show. And I did have a curveball thrown at me when I got injured and tore my hamstring tendon right off my pelvic bone doing deadlifts at the gym. And that was only 10 weeks before my wedding. So I was on crutches for 6 of those 10 weeks right before my wedding. That didn't stop me. As soon as I was cleared to go back to the gym, I went back to the gym on my crutches and just did upper body. The rest of the training was smooth sailing, yet intense. And I didn't do too shabby in my shows. I came in second place in one of them. And I learned a lot about setting a goal, being maniacally focused on it, but that you can also achieve any goal, even not fitness related, with the right mindset and hiring the right coach to get you there. If I want to be a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, I could do that, but I need to do those things to get there. I need to hire the right people, network with the right people, and get my mindset correct. And that was very clear to me on this small experiment in the bodybuilding show. So right now, my fitness goal and self-care goals are to gain muscle again. And I'm trying to work out consistently, doing 4 days a week of strength training in the gym. I hired a traditional personal trainer who's been amazing. And I do think I'll do another bodybuilding show at some point. So stay tuned as that goal develops. Last but not least, I want to cover parenting. As I mentioned, I have a 5-year-old son and a 2-year-old daughter, and they are my world. They make me laugh. They challenge me. They are my reflection in the looking glass when you don't want to see it. They have boundless energy and endless curiosity, which is so fun for me and my husband. Like I said, it's been a challenge, and I've had to greatly invest in myself and seeking out resources to parent the way I want to parent, and don't have the tools or didn't have the tools and skills in my toolbox to do so. I've also had to learn how to reparent myself in some ways. And I've had to learn and to invest in self-care, because I don't want my cup to ever get so empty that I lose that patience and that energy to work with my children and help craft them into amazing, confident, well-regulated human beings. This has been a journey, and I've been a big proponent of Dr. Becky Kennedy's work. So I highly recommend you check out her book, Good Inside. She also has a podcast and was a guest speaker on Glennon Doyle's podcast, We Can Do Hard Things. So if you aren't familiar with her at all, I highly recommend you check out that podcast first. To round all of this off, I'm excited to have guests on the show to talk about all the topics I just mentioned above, to share interesting stories of how other parents, other people have high-powered careers and juggle a young family, or have become accidental entrepreneurs like we did. I want to really tap into how people, quote unquote, do it all, and what are their secrets. Join me as we learn the art of balancing ambitions while we chase our lofty goals. Thank you all, and have a beautiful day.